Coming up, team coverage of this year's homecoming. See how it all started. We'll have the kickoff pep rally with the announcement of homecoming court.
Find out the winning strategy in trout jousting at the field games.
Weeks of work resulted in big wins at this year's lip sync competition.
And see Chamberlain Field during an after-dark concert. And for the first time, a homecoming bonfire at the new Power C Fire Pit. I'm McKay.
And I'm Kiyanna Crutcher. We're here at Chamberlain Field. Your news starts now. It's homecoming week for UTC, and this year's theme for 2016 has been Go for the Gold.
See some of the winning parts that has brought all parts of campus together. Our team report begins with Brittany Wallington.
I'm Brittany Wallington, and we're here kicking off 2016 homecoming, Going for the Gold. It takes a lot of planning to put together a good banner. This is how our UTC organizations do it.
Well, we kind of just were going at it as the aspect for the Go for Gold, but then we wanted to put a little spice because we knew everybody was going to like go for gold, so we said soaring for gold because we were the Mocs. And so for the Olympic theme, we wanted to make sure that our Scrappy was on top, and so we had like our little podium, and we kind of just went through with the whole Olympic theme and made sure that we had a lot of Moc spirit in it too.
I think this year is really, really awesome. I feel like the homecoming committee's done a really good job at preparing this week in such a way that it not only engages student organizations but also engages students who are not involved in organizations. And in my opinion, I love the theme, and I feel like this is going to be the best homecoming that we have so far. And so I feel like I'm finishing off my college career on a good note.
Ours says now Stagmeyer is going for the blue and gold since the theme is the Olympics. So it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. So we'll see how it goes.
With Mocs News, and what are all these people in line for? Homecoming t-shirts. We were there for the homecoming pep rally kickoff.
We're a 5-0 football team to be here at Chamberlain Field where our football field used to be. I wasn't here when it was a football field, but I can't imagine it looking any better and reflecting the quality of this institution than looking out with all the people here at Chamberlain Field and a Power C on the side.
I too want to thank the Spirit Squad, all of you, the band. We could not do it without your enthusiasm and what you bring in terms of your service, your support, and the environment. Thank the students. We couldn't have athletics here without you guys supporting us, staff, and certainly the campus administration. It's been unbelievable.
Let's all please give it a round of applause for our top Moc candidates. Please give a round of applause for our homecoming queen candidates.
I'm Jennison Owens reporting for Mocs News. I'm standing here at the trout jousting where fraternities, sororities, and student organizations are participating. The object of the game is for students that are on the shoulders to break the egg on the person's back in a pantyhose.
I just tried to listen to him as much. I tried to let him do his thing. He just kind of walked down and he protected our little egg behind us, and then whenever we got close I just started sucking people's backs hoping I was cracking the egg.
I had a little perspective from homecoming last year. I helped Gamma Phi win last year, and what worked out best was utilizing the mosh pit style of the game, letting someone tangle up with our front and getting someone else to do the work until we got down close enough to do it ourselves.
It's a lot of fun. I think it's great to have all the different organizations come out together and exchanging some friendly competition and just get to have fun.
We saw we were behind, so before we went up there, we knew that we had to work real hard to get the lead. It's a timed event, so everybody's against each other. If I got them, man, they're great guys, so we knew what we were doing.
It wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but, I just went for it, and, going all out is a lot easier than not going at all.
I'm Alexandria Bergen outside the McKenzie Arena, where the homecoming lip sync competition was held this Wednesday night. People packed the arena for the annual competition that has grown in the past few years.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, takes a lot of practice from all the organizations as well as from the committee itself. There's lots and lots of months of preparing for this, and we are excited that it's today coming on.
The music numbers last just a few minutes, but it can take months or more to coordinate each performance.
We've been doing it for about 4 weeks now. We practice every night. We separated up into dances, so each dance will probably practice like once or twice a week, and we'll practice for about an hour and a half each night.
That work must have paid off. BYX won for Best Fraternity. Chi Omega was the last performance for the night, but they won first for Best Sorority. I'm Allie Bergen from Mocs News.
The Stolen livened up campus for this year's homecoming after dark. Pop rock band The Stolen gave students a break from midterm studies to enjoy some live music. The New Jersey band played some of their music from their latest album, I'm So Dead. The group of four brought out a nice crowd who danced and sang along to the music. The Campus Activities Board, who also kept the crowd pleased with snacks and a photo booth for the event.
One of the biggest additions on campus this year has been the piracy, which you can see right behind me. Prior to the concert, students got amped up at the annual bonfire. The event included hot dogs, games, and a photo booth for students and alumni to enjoy. Everyone rallied together in support of their Mocs as they get ready for the game on Saturday. This was the first bonfire that the campus has enjoyed on the new bonfire pit.
One of the biggest events is Step Show, but this year it'll be different. Black fraternities and sororities will hold a separate event off campus at the same time. One of the organizers said it was a matter of logistics. He said this was the only time the Center of Creative Arts was open at the time when alumni were in town.
Well, what we wanted to do, the National Panel and Council, we all came together and we realized that we wanted to actually get out into community, our own community, and actually, instead of wait for them to come to us, actually bring our show and our tradition to them, and also be able to give back to that same community that wants to support us so bad.
The event is called The Great Reawakening. We will have full coverage of both Step Shows on Mocs News.
Tropical storm Matthew has been raging across the East Coast and all throughout the tropics. Winds of up to 115 miles per hour have been measured. The storm is making its way through our East Coast now, and many have evacuated after the North Carolina Governor, Pat McCrory, declared a state of emergency for all 100 counties in the state.
A North Carolina local, David Perry, had this to say, quote, "It's just craziness. Everyone is scrambling to get out, and I'm worried if my house will be there when I get back," unquote. Perry is on his way to Charlotte, North Carolina, seeking safe haven from the storms. At this moment, Hurricane Matthew is hitting shore in Florida.
Diversibility enters its 4th year on campus, spreading awareness of those with disabilities. By the Disability Resource Center, a panel of speakers discussed their lifestyles and the daily challenges they had with their disabilities. Martin Davis, founder of Diversibility, shone a positive light on the stories, as well as discussing his own personal story with the audience.
I think a lot of the things that happen in our world are because of a lack of understanding of one another, whether it be race or disabilities or whatever it may be. That's the goal here, is to bring awareness of that and education so we can understand one another and live cohesively at UTC.
As we all know, October is Disability Awareness Month. Be on the lookout for more campus events hosted by the Disability Resource Center.
UTC communication majors are enjoying a gift to their department. Volkswagen of Chattanooga gave the department $25,000. That was spent on iMac computers for the Metro Annex Lab. On Monday, UTC officials recognized Volkswagen for its generosity in keeping this skills lab on the cutting edge. Some Volkswagen leaders are graduates of the UTC communication program.
This lab is an amazing place. I really wish I could have been a student here. Not that, again, UTC was cutting edge in its day. In 1987 or 8, I'm blanking now, we had the Apple II. I think they were even the Apple II SEs, but you know, the square beige box with the little smiley face, hello, you know, every time you turned it on, that really, I knew literally everything about that machine. It was pretty basic, and but we would type out our stories and you know, print them out. That was literally all you could do on it. But at the time, it was cutting edge. We couldn't believe how cool they were. So it's great to be a part, you know, now that I'm at Volkswagen, to be a part of a tech lab for the communications department feels like closing the circle for me.
The people are the same. Like the environment's the same, but the technology's really cool. This is a great building. I'm excited for what that means. I mean, communications is just changed as fast as technology has, so it's just nice to see that UTC's keeping up and making that, a possibility for their students coming.
The Metro Annex Skills Lab is located on the corner of Oak and Houston, and it's home to the studio where we tape Mocs News.
As for the weather, look for clear skies, with the highs in the low 80s and the upper 70s, with lows being in the upper 50s.
Can the football Mocs keep that winning streak going? Here's our Jonathan Najjar to tell us more.
The Mocs have a great chance to remain undefeated this weekend, as they've been looking wonderful this season, and their dominance did not come to an end last weekend. Last Saturday, the UTC Mocs football team took on the ETSU Buccaneers up in Johnson City. The home field advantage did not pay off for the Bucs, as the Mocs ran all over them in their 37-7 victory. The victory took the Mocs to a perfect 5-0 record. The Mocs defense was outstanding, as always, as they gave up only 51 yards through the air and held their opponents to only 2.5 yards per rushing attempt. They also didn't surrender a single point until the end of the fourth quarter. Late in the third quarter, the defense forced a fumble on the first play of an ETSU drive. Montrell Purdue was able to recover the fumble and return it 24 yards to bring the Mocs offense back on the field at 1st and goal. The Mocs offense was able to score on their first rushing attempt, giving the Mocs their second touchdown in only a 12-second span. The Mocs offense, not wanting to be outdone by their team's defense, managed 3 times the yards as ETSU's offense and was able to rush for over 200 yards. Derek Crane and company never let the passing game really get rolling, but this was because they ran all over their opponents. Crane would not be denied the end zone at any point in the game, as he led the team in scores with 3 rushing touchdowns. ETSU was just one of the Mocs' impressive list of victims that they have already accumulated this season. Mocs look to continue their win streak at home this weekend. The game will be Saturday at 4 o'clock at Finley Stadium. The Mocs are sitting at a perfect 5-0 record, looking to take it to 6-0 against Mercer. Mercer is sitting at a much less impressive 2-2. But don't look at this game and think it's just some random game that the Mocs chose as a cupcake win on their homecoming. Mercer was one of the very few teams last season that was able to hand the Mocs a loss. If they do in fact win on the weekend, they will go to 6-0, which will be their best record in almost 50 years. It's just not a UT Vols football game without an early double-digit first-half deficit, and of course, more importantly, a thrilling come-from-behind win. The Vols let Georgia jump out to an early 17-point lead, and at the first half, it seemed the Dogs could do no wrong. This all changed when the Vols came out from the second half. The Vols defense came out firing on all cylinders. The defense topped their performance when defensive end Derek Barnett strip-sacked the Dogs' freshman quarterback in the end zone, allowing fellow defensive end Corey Vereen to fall on the ball and score the touchdown to take the lead. Unfortunately for the defense, they followed this performance up by allowing the freshman quarterback to throw a 47-yard touchdown with only 10 seconds left to give the Dogs the lead. But have no fear, the Vols All-SEC return man was there to take the Vols all the way down to the Georgia 43-yard line, where Josh Dobbs followed up by throwing a 43-yard Hail Mary for the touchdown to take the win. The Vols, like every other game this season, left with the win, and the fans left with high blood pressure. The Vols look to extend their win streak this Saturday when they travel down to Kyle Field in College Station to take on the also undefeated Texas A&M Aggies in a matchup of 2 top 10 SEC teams. And that's all for sports.
Thanks, Jonathan. Here's some alumni taking a picture at the Power C.
That's awesome. That does it for this edition of Mocs News. Thank you for joining us. Check out our videos uploaded throughout the week to YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe.
We air on the UTC TV channel and Housing Channel 2.1, so tune in and have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.